Our next video is on logic. Okay, this is 2-2. That means geometry, second chapter, second section, just if you don't recall that. Okay, a statement. Any sentence which is either true or false. So you can go ahead and make a statement. People do that a lot, and people are like, wait a minute, that's not true. Well, it's a statement, even though it is a false statement. Okay, the truth value is the truth or falsity of a statement. So just basically, is it true or false? That's your truth value. Okay, statements are going to be represented by letters, and we're going to use P or Q quite often. So P, this should actually be a small letter P, but Decatur is a city in Texas. Now, the truth value of that is that it is true. Now, there are other Decaturs. There's Decatur, Georgia, for example, I know for sure. Okay, but it is a true statement. Now, the negation of a statement is the opposite meaning and truth value. So, not P is what we say. Decatur is not a city in Texas. So we got one statement there. Okay, our one word that changes everything, the not. Okay, so that is now a false statement because, of course, Decatur is a city in Texas. Okay, compound sentences, two or more, and we'll just deal with two. Okay, we'll have two of them here. P, Decatur is a city in Texas, and Q, Decatur is the capital of Texas. Now, sometimes probably think Decatur is pretty dang important, so it might be the capital, but it really isn't. Sorry to burst your bubble on that one. Okay, now this little symbol going up, it's a caret symbol on a calculator, but it's supposed to actually be level with the P and Q. Okay, this is called the AND. Okay, so we're saying P and Q. Decatur is a city in Texas, and Decatur is a capital city of Texas. So we put the two together. Now, that would be false, because when we say and, they both have to be true for it to be a true statement. So this is pretty obvious when you just say it out loud. Decatur is a city in Texas. Yeah, true. And Decatur is the capital of Texas. Well, no, it's not. So therefore, the whole statement is false. Now, this V-looking thing, this is called the OR. Okay, so you notice the difference. Decatur is a city in Texas, or Decatur is the capital city of Texas. Now, that is a true statement because all we need is one of the two to be true. And therefore, since the first one is true, even though the second one's false, it's still a true statement because of the or instead of the and. Now we're going to get into what are called Venn diagrams. Kind of cool looking things. Multiple circles. You'll see these in papers and different things like that. But just so you understand what's going on here, we got band students, choir students, and art students. Now, band, what we're saying with this 11 is this is the students that are only in band. They're not in choir or art. 12 here, only in choir, not in band or art. Same with 13, only in art. Now, if you go like 4, that's right in the middle, those are the 4 students that are in band, choir, and art, because notice they're in all 3 of the circles. Now, if you have the 7, they're in band and choir, but not in art. Okay, and same goes for the 8, they're in art and band, not in choir, and the 5, art and choir, but not in band. All right, so let's look at some questions. How many students are in band? Now notice what we have to do. We have to take everything that's in our circle. So we got to take the 11, the 7, the 4, and the 8, and all add them up. So we have 30 students in band. How many students are in art and choir? Now this takes a little bit of effort, but art and choir, we're not talking about the 13, we're not talking about the 12. We're talking about the overlap. So we have our 4 plus 5, they're overlapping, so we get 9 students are in art and choir. How many students are in all 3? We talked about that earlier. That's this little section right here, those 4, a little piece of pie right in the middle. And how many students are in band and choir, but not in art? Now you can look at this 2 ways. Band and choir, but not in art, you can just grab this 7 right there. Or, as I showed over here, we took the 7 and the 4, added them together to get 11, but then we had to subtract these because they were also in art, so we're back to our 7. All right? Now, last thing we're going to talk about are truth tables. So we have four different choices when you have two statements. You can have both of them be true. You can have the first one be true and the second one false. Or you can switch that. The first one's false, the second one is true. Or they can both be false. There's only four options. Now, if we go with not Q means we're going to take our Q column and just flip-flop it. So the trues become false, false becomes true. True becomes false, false becomes true. Now we've got this. Now remember the V. I like to think of it as a funnel. Okay, it's bigger. Okay, there are more choices. So if either of these is true, then the statement is true. So what we do is we ignore the Q column. We look at the P column and the not Q column. So true and false. Is one of them true? Yeah, sure, you betcha. So that one's a true statement. Now these are both true, so definitely true. These are both false, so if they're both false, they're definitely false. Now if this one here, this one's false, this one's true, remember we're talking or, so therefore it is true. Now if we had another column here with P and not Q, the only one that would be true is the double T. Double true, the other three would be false. Alrighty, we'll talk to you later.